Hey everybody, after many months of not creating a video, at least in this series, I am back with I think this is part 5 of Android Beginners series. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to make a snack bar. So basically what this is look at this. There are a couple of buttons on this screen. There's a floating action button, but when I click this button right here, it pops up that thing that says welcome. See how it says welcome there? And then after a couple of seconds, it goes away. Or we can set it up like this way. So we type out Mel, we'll type out somebody's name there, and then we'll hit the snack bar, then it says welcome Mel. So whatever, and you can also just dismiss that, but say whatever you put here. Say you put Daniel James Malone or whatever, gonna close the keyboard, hit the snack bar button, and it says welcome Daniel James Malone, and we can dismiss that. This button, yeah, so this button is just a short. It's a short, it goes away really fast, like after like 2 or 3 seconds. So I click on this button and it basically just pops up really quick and it comes back. So this can be really helpful. It can say something like, hey, there's no internet connection, or hey, we're saving your data, or hey, we're gonna display a list of data, or any kind of error or notification message, because like this doesn't really take up the entire screen, it's just the bottom. It's kind of like a little, it's called the snack bar. It's like, hey, you know, welcome, or hey, internet's not working. Anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and X this. I'm gonna close that. I'm gonna put that up there. That's the emulator, and hopefully you've been following along from the past videos, because that's kind of where we're basing this stuff off of. But if not, we'll start over. Okay, so we have a start a new Android Studio project. I'm gonna click on that. We'll call this custom snack bar. Example.com is fine. You can save it anywhere. Make sure you include Kotlin support. Make sure that's checked. Next. This is all fine right there. Next. I'm going to select basic activity and hit next. Then this pops up this screen. I'm going to hit next, and it's downloading. Well, I should have done this before. I actually just updated Android Studio. Okay, this should be good. Let's see here. Finish, and this should open up. Okay, cool. Yeah, just like a couple of minutes ago, I upgraded some Android Studio, so we'll get rid of that. Don't need it. So this will open up in just a couple of seconds, and if you followed along from the past few videos, you kind of know this takes, a few seconds. Gradle will build. It'll get all the stuff together. It'll pull in all the libraries. It will package it. Just kind of like a bunch of setup stuff for working. And we can see in the bottom right, it says 2 processes running, and this could take a little bit of time. So we'll just kind of wait. So what we're going to do is we're going to build that snack bar, but we're also going to customize the colors in the app. So like the toolbar, like if I go back to the apps, I don't have it up anymore. Oh well. But like the toolbar, the top part of it. So we'll customize those colors as soon as this finishes building. Just give it a couple more seconds, and hopefully this won't take too much longer. This kind of stuff happens with Android Studio. Sometimes you get a new SDK, they release new releases, or you want to try out some of the not so stable builds or whatever. Okay, so here we go. So hopefully this won't take too long, and I think it's about done. It's scanning files to index. So again, I apologize for this. I should have done this beforehand. It's indexing. What indexing kind of like gets together all the stuff where it kind of makes autocomplete work and stuff. So let's just go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and close that because we don't need it. Okay, so now we have a couple of things. So Android Studio is open up, and on the left side there's a project tab. So we're going to go ahead and open up app, and then we'll go into res, which is for resources, and you can just, what's going on? Okay, so back here. Okay, so cool. So we open up app. This is taking a long time. So we have open up app, then we have resources. Oh yeah, so what's going on? Okay, so we have project there. Okay, so make sure you're in Android mode and open up project right there. And let's open up resources, layouts, then activity main. That's kind of like the main activity, but inside of there, it's actually kind of using content main. So let's go ahead and do, actually the first things first, let's go ahead and run this. So what I like to do often is go ahead and run stuff just to make sure it works. So the run button's up there. You can just select app, that's what it's supposed to be, and hit the run button. Then it's gonna pop up this screen. And if you've been following the last few videos, you'll recognize this screen. We already created something, or you can plug on your own device. Just go back and check future videos. And also I'm going to go ahead and check this, use same selection for future launches. So every time you run it, it'll use the same emulator. So I'm going to hit OK. And then I'm going to go back to the emulator. And if you wait a couple of seconds, it says Gradle build is running down there. So we're going to go ahead and wait a little bit. and this is taking a little bit of time. The first thing I usually do is I usually just run the app just to make sure it can run and it's all working. Then pretty much the first thing I do is make a new git commit, but that's kind of beyond the scope of this video. Git is kind of like for saving all your code. Okay, so cool, here we are. So that's custom Snackbar. We even got some of that kind of stuff going on. It says hello world, so great. Everything is working just fine. Okay, cool. So first things first, let's go ahead and customize the colors. So let's go into app, then again, just make sure project is open and go to Android. And then that might be closed like that. You can open up app, then resources or res, values, then colors. And this is kind of where you can set your colors. So if you notice on the left side, there are three different shades of colors. So what's going on here is there's one color for the status bar, one color for the toolbar, and one accent color. So what we're going to do is we can change this to anything we want to change it to. If you want it red, we can make it bright red. We can make this a little bit darker, so we can actually click, use the picker there. You can actually put your mouse over anything and get the color. So you can open up another web page. Like I can click on there and that's my color. Or we can go into there and we can kind of slide around. We can make it whatever color we want. We make it a little bit darker. You can pick any color you want to pick. So we'll just make it a little bit darker there. And then this color, let's go ahead. I like to make this one black. That's just kind of like my standard default. So if we save that and if we go back to activity main, look there, now our colors are there. So if we go to the emulator, you'll notice that button's pink and it's green up there. But now if we go ahead and save it, and then I'm going to go ahead and run it. And if you'll see what happens there is the colors will change in the app. And this will be reflected throughout the entire app. So like the toolbars and accent colors and stuff. So here we go. Now we have a red status bar, a red toolbar, and we have a black button there. So it's pretty cool. Okay, great. So now let's go ahead and do what we wanted to do. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. I'm going to close main activity and I'm going to close colors because we're done with that. And we're left with this here. So the first thing we want to do is make a button. So go down here, so open up, so just to clarify, app, resources, layouts, content main, double click that to open it up, and here we are. Okay, so there are two different modes here. There's text mode, which is like kind of more advanced and more customized, but there's also design mode. Most of the time you'll be working with design mode because it's a little bit easier to work with. But there is also text mode. So I usually use text mode and I never use the editor. So I'm actually pretty bad with this editor because I don't use it so much. But hopefully this will be easy enough to start out. Okay, so we have design mode. So we have our content main open up and we have design open up. And it might look like that. If it does, just click the palette, click that, that'll expand or close it. Then let's search for, there are all kinds of stuff you can add. You can add Google, you can add maps, you can add text, phone number, email. But I'm going to click on comment and I'm going to go ahead and click, so comment, and then I'm going to click and drag a button onto the screen. So I'm just going to drag it anywhere you want to drag it. Now this is kind of like the default style and there's not a whole lot of stuff going on here. Water break. So there's not a lot of stuff going on here. So what we're going to do is just kind of place, you can kind of place it around anywhere, but it doesn't actually stay there. That's kind of like more for this visual editor right here and not so much for that. So what we need to do is add some constraints. So I'm going to click on the button and you see how it has like icons around it. We're going to click and drag to the left side and it kind of snaps to the left. Then see if you put your mouse over that circle, it kind of like flashes. Click and drag up to the top and it kind of pulls it up there and it says, hey, this button, it's gonna, and if you can kind of see the arrows like right there and also right there. It's kind of saying, hey, position this in the top left. So I'm going to save it and then I'm going to go ahead and run it. So let's go back to the emulator. Let's just make sure it works as expected, or not, doesn't work yet, but we can at least see the button and it's in the right place. So yeah, there's the button. We can hit it. You can see the kind of ripple effect. Nothing's really going on right now. It doesn't do anything, but there it is. Okay, cool. So this button, I'm going to go ahead and click on the button, and on the right side, you can do all kinds of stuff. So you can close that, you can open that up. That's the attributes. We can set all kinds of stuff, and if you want to kind of play around with it, like the text size, you know, hey, what if we want it bigger? What if we want the text color to be a different color? We can pick it, make it red. What if we want to, and this looks terrible and don't ever do this, but you can just pick whatever your designers want you to build. I mean, like whatever color, whatever background, you know, we can set the background to a color. We'll set it to black because why not? I'm gonna do, you can go up to edit. I'm gonna go to edit, undo that, edit, undo, because we don't really want it. Edit, can't do that anymore. Well, that's good enough. Save it. Okay, so if you go ahead and run it, you'll probably notice that, yeah, this button is probably gonna be pretty big and it's red, doesn't look very cool, but anyway, it'll work for now because we're not really concerned about design. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and click on the button, and if we look on the right side, it says ID there. We wanna give it an ID. So we'll call this welcome button. So now that's called welcome button. So now inside of this layout here, which is inside of MainActivity, we can go to Java and then the first folder, and then we can open up MainActivity, and inside of this Kotlin code, what we can say is, hey, whenever somebody clicks on this button in this layout folder here, or this layout file, we're gonna go to MainActivity and we're gonna actually do some stuff with it. So inside of MainActivity, this can look very intimidating. I'm gonna get rid of a lot of this stuff because we do not need it. So you can leave it, you can delete what I just deleted if you want. It doesn't really matter, but just go ahead and delete it. And by the way, this might be opened up there. We can just close it and open it kind of like that. We don't need to mess with that. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is let's go ahead and go back to here. So we have a button and we have an ID of welcome button. So if we go to MainActivity, what we can do is we'll do this. We'll do, what was it called again? Welcome button. So start typing welcome button and see how it automatically prompts you for that. Hit enter. And let's do set on click listener. And there are a couple of options here. I'm going to click the option with the brackets there. So double click that. And what does this do exactly? So it says, hey. So the welcome button, which again is the welcome button right there, it's going to say, hey, every time there's an ambulance outside. So every time somebody clicks on this welcome button, and every time somebody clicks on it, I want you to do all of this stuff, not that. So you can write all your code here. So this is all your code, and all of this code will happen whenever somebody clicks on the welcome button. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that right now because we don't need it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do something. Let's just do a log. Let's just do a log statement. We've done this before. So D, and then we can type in Daniel, and we'll do button was pressed. I think we've done this in a previous video. I think. I haven't looked at them all. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. And what this is saying, hey, every time, get the welcome button, and every time somebody clicks on it, go ahead and display something down here in the Logcat. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. I'm going to go back there and run it. And let's see if this works. So I'm going to let's just wait for this to open up. So wait for this to open up, and it'll open up. Now we can hit the button and see it doesn't pull up the snack bar at the bottom, but we'll get to that in just a second. What I want to do is go down to the bottom, open up Logcat, and search for something called button was pressed. So there it is. So D Daniel, and that's exactly what we have up here. Button was pressed. So if you go back to the emulator, you'll notice every time I click on the button, let's not scroll to the bottom. Let's go down here. Oh, let's go ahead and search this. So we can type in the search bar, we'll type in Daniel, and that'll filter it to just everything that includes Daniel. So every time I click on the button, you can see, hey, it comes down there to the Logcat and it displays, button was pressed. Okay, that's all nice, but what we need to do is we need to go ahead and actually display the snack bar. So go back to constant main, and there's one thing we need to do. So go ahead and select constraint layout, and let's give this an ID of, let's call this main layout. So we named our main layout, which is kind of this entire container. It's the entire screen. So the text view, so that button and that text are inside of, they're inside, kind of like a container. It's inside of the main layout container. So that's what we called it, main. So make sure you select main. It should say like constraint layout, and give it an ID of main layout. Okay, now let's go back to here. And now let's actually do what we want to do, display the snack bar. So I'm going to do snack. You can just start typing snack bar. So snack bar dot make. And then it takes a couple of things. So it's going to say, hey, every time, so that pop-up on the bottom is called a snack bar, and I want to make a snack bar. And what layout do we want to use? Let's use main layout, which is the one we just created, and then put a comma, and then the message. So what is the message? We'll say welcome. And then let's do one more thing. Let's put a comma, and let's do snack bar, and then put a dot, and then do length. start typing length, and you can see there are a number of options. There's indefinite, which doesn't close. There's long, which closes automatically in about 5 seconds. And then there's short, which closes automatically in about 2 to 3 seconds. So let's do short, okay? Let's go ahead and do that. And I'm going to go ahead and go to the end of this line, and there's one more thing we need to do here. We need to do dot and then show, I think. So that should show it. So I'm going to save it. I'm going to go back up to there and run it. And I'm going to go back to my emulator. And let's just look at this and let's see what it does. So hopefully this doesn't crash or anything. Let's see. Okay, so we have our button there. I'm going to hit the button. And see, now it says welcome. It's a snack bar. And it goes away after 2 to 3 seconds. So look at it. It's like 2 seconds. Hit the button, boom, and it's gone. Again, boom, and it's gone. So we can go back to here and we can do all kinds of stuff. Let's do length, mess that up. We'll do indefinite. So let's go ahead and save that. I'm gonna run it. And let's wait for the emulator to open back up, or not the emulator, but the app to open up again. And if we click on the button, you'll notice that doesn't go away. It still says welcome there. So this will basically display it forever. But the good news is if we want to dismiss it, all we have to do is swipe, I think. Yeah, just swipe and it gets rid of it. So there's one more thing I want to do in this app. I want somebody to be able to type their name and then customize the message. So what we need to do is we need to go back to our content main, and let's go ahead and go up to common, and then we'll go to, I don't see it here, text. Let's just go to plain text. So I'm going to click and drag that on somewhere. I'm just going to drag it anywhere. It doesn't matter. And then again, this is constraint layout. So I'm going to click and drag to the left side. Boom. I'm going to click and drag to the button, and I'm going to go boom. And see how that kind of makes a little line there? It says, hey, this element right there, I want it to align to the bottom of that. And I want this to be to the left side of the, let's do one more thing. Let's also do this. Click and drag to the right side. And that should center it. But say you want it to take up the entire length, what we can do, and I don't usually use this editor for it, but I'm pretty sure it's in here somewhere. Layout width, we can set that to match constraints, I think. Yeah, so that should work. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead, so now we have our name there. So I'm going to save it, I'm going to run it one more time. As you can tell, I like to run my apps often because it's easier to catch errors if you test it if you only test it every 3 hours, you might not know, hey, I made a mistake 1 hour ago and all this work that I did has just trash basically. Okay, so we have the button there. Every time we do it, we can dismiss it. We can type our name there. Let's do Mel, hit the button. And you see we have welcome there, but it doesn't say welcome Mel. So let's fix that. So go back to Android Studio, select the name, edit text, and let's call this, I'll do first name. So now we have access to this name. So right now we're in content main, but we have access to first name inside of MainActivity. So what we can do is we can do welcome, and then what we're going to do is $, and then first name. Start typing first name, and it'll prompt you for that. Hit enter, and then do .text, and just hit enter. So there we go. So I'm going to save that, and I'm going to go ahead and run that, and wait a couple of seconds. And this will open up, and okay, cool. So we have our name there, so I'm going to go ahead and type out Mel. And there's a little bit of a bug right now because see how the keyboard kind of covers up some of the screen? It doesn't actually look the best. So I'm going to type out my name, I'm going to close the keyboard, then I'm going to hit, actually the button should be below the name, but oh well. Anyway, so hit the button and let's see what happens. Yeah, hello Mel, so cool. So we can type out whatever we want there. We can type it, Daniel. So go ahead and close the keyboard, button. Now it says welcome Daniel. We can swipe to dismiss. We can type out Malone. We can hit the button. And right now we have to close the keyboard to actually see the snack bar. That's pretty easy to, that's pretty easy to fix, but we're not going to fix that today. No, we won't do it today. But just go ahead and just close the keyboard, and then that'll display hello Malone. Okay. So let's see, what else do we want to do? We can do welcome Android. We can close the keyboard, hit the button, and it says welcome Android now. So hopefully you learned how to make a snack bar. Again, we're kind of saying, hey, get the welcome button. Whenever somebody clicks on it, do all of that code. And what does this code do? First, we'll log something to the Logcat, which is down here, and you'll see Daniel's button was pressed all over the place. But every time you want to display a snack bar, it's this line right here. So go to snackbar.make. Then we need kind of a layout. And if you go back to content main, we'll see we're using kind of this app main layout there. And then, so we're getting that. We're saying, hey, okay, what is the text going to be? The text is going to be welcome. So we have welcome there, and then whatever the value of first name is. And again, first name is this box right here. So go back to there. And then how long do we want it to display for? We want this to be a long time. And then after that, we show it. And then after that, it shows up. So that's pretty much it. And hopefully you'll learn something. If this gives you problems, leave comments. I can't always get to all comments. I'll put a link in the description to my Twitter and LinkedIn and websites, because I maintain a number of blogs for Android. So there's called androideveryday.com. I'll put a link in the description. So hopefully you'll learn something, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.